worldwide for more than 100 years. The best technology in the industry and quality that is second to none. Reliability is Root's middle name. Call our experienced professionals and get a Root air conditioning system installed today. For a limited time, 0% financing is available. Rely on Root.
Robin's Nest Antiques, nestled in home in Illinois. You're sure to find just the thing you'll want in your home. We have a carefully curated selection of vintage furnishings, dinnerware, and crystal. Everything your heart desires to grab your nest. Stop in today and ask for Robin. She'd love to help you locate that special selection. Operation Exodus, Mississippi. What is OEM? It is the only real solution for descendants of slaves born in America. The original Mississippi campaign. Anything else is fraud and will not work. It is the process of bringing into reality the promises the original Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of. It is simply inspiring the so-called black residents of the state to take advantage of their voting power, having a large population to take control of the political systems, laws of their state to benefit themselves, of which brings them power they never had before. OEM has nothing to do with religious, personal, or political beliefs, just wanting to make life less oppressive in this geographical area so blacks can feel safe and operate with less resistance due to racism, forming a type of safe haven sanctuary state for black people. OEM doesn't advocate trying to force the populace to do anything they don't wish to do, but offer advice and suggestions to improve their state for all citizens, regardless of race, creed, color, sexual orientation, etc. Some of the benefits of OEM could be: 1. As a state, you could finally request reparations due to the enslavement of our ancestors from the federal government. Being such, monetary or other awards will not be going to individuals or groups, but a state now in control that benefits this people to help build what this people need to act like true, free, liberated, as well as equal citizens of this nation. 2. Having control of the governor's mansion, you can control the state National Guard, as well as all law enforcement of the state. 3. Create a different way of living among the people to alleviate homelessness and other poverty, requesting the citizens more modesty, opening up more jobs, more time with loved ones. 4. Offer true rehabilitation to those in criminal systems so monies on jails can go to more beneficial purposes. 5. State can request the federal government to release all political prisoners in federal custody or those forced into asylum in foreign lands to be returned to or handed to Mississippi so they can live out the rest of their lives in dignity. 6. Mississippi will become a true work state where every man, woman, and child can say they had something to do with the success of their state instead of credit going to a select few. 7. Being an agriculture state already, we can specialize in the production of pure organic foods that is good for our citizens, also can be exported to other states and around the world, having a want for cheaper organically grown food products. 8. Success of OEM will become the blueprint and example, having not enough room for all who now wish to move. So our eyes must be set upon perhaps Alabama, Georgia, and the like. 9. A state can function independently from the federal government, forming relations and deals in foreign lands like Africa to benefit the state and nation. The so-called black people of America have never had true power that others respect. But by doing this, we will get the respect and power we have never experienced, and the doors that will open due to just taking control of your life, we can't imagine. Please be reminded, if not for the domestic terrorism targeting black people of the South and the federal government refusing to protect its citizens, forcing them to flee, this OEM campaign probably would have been made a reality generations ago. So all you and I will be doing is the work our ancestors wanted to do, but couldn't do due to domestic violence from other citizens. Join and organize Operation Exodus Mississippi today.
or become a supporter.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, the host of this program. That's a shame. It's a shame. I'm off my game. I can't even do my intro right. I'm the host, the gatekeeper of this program, the mighty one, Angel Snup Nup 7. I am also your soul brother, number 1. Wow, it's messed up. Of course, as many of you know, I am not a well person. I am a sick person going through some serious medical problems. And some of you suggest and advise rest. Rest is for dead people. When you are, or most times when you're going through some type of medical problem, it is suggested that you are active as much as possible to keep your body functional, to keep it moving, to bring life to yourself. And they know that you are full of drugs that make you drowsy and fatigued. They know all this, but it is in your best interest that you become active. Your activity helps fight or helps you to heal. Now, in some cases, you are so sick you can't do anything. That is not my situation. And I actually feel better when I move and I'm active. I feel better. I feel stronger when I force myself to move instead of succumbing to the fatigue and the drowsiness and laying down. It's better to go out and take a walk, get some fresh air, some sunshine. I'm still able to drive my vehicle, go take a ride, sit in the park. I have an exercise bike here. Get on your bike for 30 minutes or something. Don't allow the illness to just ravish you. you heal better when you're active. For those who may not be familiar, or I'm pretty sure you should know somebody that have gone through certain things, and they would tell you that most doctors, according to what your situation is, they advise you to be active. Go take a walk, run a little bit, get on your exercise bike. Don't lay around and be dead. That's not the goal. The goal is to bring you back to life, not to put you to sleep, not to put you in the casket. Get up and go. You're alive. Let's move. Hey, I sort of wish I was with my physical therapy ladies that I had in the hospital, because they did an excellent job and I healed like I was supposed to heal. They were very inspirational. Help you move, help you heal, get up and go. And they inspired me, they motivated me rather to move. Let's get to going. I know you're hurt, I know you're in pain and you're in all this, but you gotta move, you gotta go. Now, I was told the hospital that I was in was only 5 years old, and I was the most major surgery they ever had. I'm the only one. I had more tubes and plugs and everything than anybody on the floor in the hospital. But I was the first one able to leave. The first one walking, and next thing you know, looked like I was running. Sometimes it's a mind thing. So no. And on top of that, I just don't want to. I don't want to just be laying around and, oh, I'm hurting. Oh, the pain. Oh, woe is me. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to just lay around and die. If I wanted to die, I should have done it on the surgery table. But if you're going to live, then act like you are alive. So I know what you're intending. I thank you so much. But please don't ask me, take it easy, take a rest. No, get off your ass. Ain't just nothing up. Did you walk today? Did you ride your exercise bike? What are you doing to help heal yourself? That's what you need to do for me. Motivate me and encourage me not to lay down. So actually, doing a video is really good because I'm not healthy. I'm drowsy, I'm fatigued. I'm forcing myself to be active. Also, we are entering the fall. And so fall is messed up because it's hot, then it's cold, and it's hot, then it's cold. So I'm having problems just trying to adjust. And because of my situation, my immune system is not strong as it was. I truly don't want to try to catch a cold or the flu, nothing like that. My system is vulnerable right now. So I got that going on too. So I thank you very much. And I would like for you to be patient with me as we begin this topic and get through with what we have to say tonight. I thank you so much. Thank you for those who are listening. Thank you for my brother Twin in the chat room, and Soul Brother 85, of course, is in the chat room. Unfortunately, we are not simulcasting on Facebook because I've been blocked. I've been blocked on Facebook for 3 days. So going back and forth, messing with some Muslims, some black Muslims, followers of Louis Farrakhan. We're going to talk about that. Messing around with them. And it's just, I messed around, and you have to be careful what different words that you use and who you direct those words to, because Facebook and YouTube have these automated systems that flag you real quick and block you and ban you and all this stuff. I said nothing out of the way, but as far as using certain words together with one of our protected classes, I guess you could say, protected whatever. That combination, as soon as the system detects these words together, you're blocked, you're banned. Also, it's a possibility that these Farrakhan followers, it's a possibility they reported me to Facebook. That's a possibility also. I don't put nothing past weak folks. And we have our brother Christopher in the house. Thank you, brother Christopher, for joining us tonight. I don't want to stay long. I would just want to get through my points and go to bed and go to sleep, because I'm tired. I'm going to be up for a little bit. I'm not going to just do that. As a matter of fact, I might hit my exercise bike and take a shower and call it a night. I want to first give thank you to all of you who have donated to my medical fundraiser. I'm not going to say how much is raised. I'm not going to say if anything was given. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to say and let people guess. Thank you. I might be telling the truth. Maybe they gave, maybe they didn't. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to let these silly people out here, because they don't want me to have nothing. They want you to do bad because they don't like you. I don't wish bad on people. You never heard me wish bad on any of these persons that I go back and forth with. I simply banned Cuckoo Cutter. I simply banned Alquan. I simply banned, and I don't want nothing to do with them anymore. I can't take it no more. But you have never seen, I've never made a video. I wish they was dead and blah, blah, blah. That's not necessary. I hope they get sick. I hope they get hit by a car. That's not necessary. That's not up for me. Because as soon as I wish somebody to get hit by a car, I could leave my apartment and get hit by a truck. Also, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen to us in life. We wishing bad on folks. We already been wished bad. 500 years of bad, going on 500 years. As soon as I came from my mother's womb, I got wished bad. We as a people, as a group, been wished bad. So why should I add to that? Because you don't like what I say. I don't like what you say and blah, blah, blah. I'm not into that. Now, if they are into that, that's their business. I don't get involved in that kind of crap. So much appreciated to those. If you did give, I'm not going to say. You know what you done, and you know what you did not do. And I'm not going to tell people my business like that. But if you donate, I thank you very much. I appreciate it. So far, my medical bills is up to $4,430. And I just got a bill today. I did not add that to the sum. And it's going to keep going up and up for a little while because I'm far from being done. Also, I thank you for those who have purchased Sister Noble's book, God is on Trial. Appreciate it. In her behalf, she thanks you very much for your support. And now her book is on Kindle for $3.99. You can get it, put it on your telephone, read it, share it with your friends and family, and just talk about stuff. You don't have, why we can't have a civil conversation without anger and hatred and malice? You can't even have how are you going to, and always talk about black people need to unite. Black people need to unite. We can't even talk to each other. You get mad. There you go, twin. Thank you very much. We gonna get mad, angry about stuff. Hey, wise thinker. Hey, what's up? Thank you for joining the conversation. How are you going to do anything and we can't even talk with one another? Well, you talk about my Jesus. You talk about Farrakhan. You talk about young Pharaoh. You talk about... So what? So what? You can talk about Operation Exodus, Mississippi. You can talk about Invo. You can talk... I don't care. That don't bother me at all. That's your opinion. You have the right to your opinion. Why should I get mad? I'm not angry because you call the Mississippi campaign a pipe dream. I'm not mad at that. Because first of all, you have not proved it. You haven't proved it. That's your opinion. So why should I get mad? You can't prove it. You brought no evidence to prove what you're talking about. So why should I get mad? Oh, so I guess the problem is, thank you, wise thinker. So maybe the problem is I'm telling the truth about your opinion. I'm telling the truth about your ideology, your belief. And that makes you angry and upset because deep down inside, it makes you feel stupid. You can call Reality's Temple anything that you want to. Don't bother me at all. Matter of fact, a lot of people, it don't bother me at all. I put up videos, people talking about me, a whole compilation of folks talking about Angel Snub number 7. It do not bother me on my channel. If it bothered me, why would I put a compilation of videos talking about me on my channel? Because it don't bother me none. Don't hurt me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Remember that? Number words. Most of those people don't even make videos no more. They're gone. I'm still here. So what? You're so emotional because you want to be right. But you're wrong. It's not your fault. We all can be wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying I was wrong. I'm in error. But see, we get caught up in the teachings and the information and the supreme wisdom. You think that you are perfect. What you've been taught is 1000% right. And that's where you mess up because it's not. And when people show you the error, you don't want to hear it. And you have a temper tantrum like a child. I don't care if you don't believe. God gonna send you to hell. Yeah, God gonna send you to hell. Yeah, you a hypocrite. You a cooney. You a Sambo. And and the list goes on and on. It's really sad. You have people with a childish mentality talking about revolution. You're a child. Now, there have been some instances where actual children pick up guns and go out and fight. But they're no longer on the child level. They've been put in a position of being an adult. They're not really children anymore. They've been put in a position where they have to do adult and think like adult because it's a matter of survival. Many of us has experienced it. Some of us left home when we was 13, 14 years old, 15 or whatever. You a bad mama. I can't even comprehend leaving mama at 13, 14, 50 years old. I was having a problem leaving mama at 18. You have to grow up. You have to start taking life serious. You can't be a child no more because you left your mama and your father and you put yourself in an environment where you can't be a child anymore. If you continue to be a child, the streets will eat you up. And that's what you see a lot of times. The streets eat these children up. They're not ready to deal with life. And so you have adults that prey on them. And then you have some of them that actually make it. Some of our celebrities, may they rest in peace. They left home at early ages, 11, 12, 13. They used to jump on trains and just go for it. No money, no nothing. Jump on a train, wherever the train go, that's where they go. Drifting. A lot of our people used to do that back in the 1800s, early 1900s, 30s, whatever. That's what they done. Especially a lot of the males. Jump on a train, walk, and go for broke. We don't have that mentality. We real spoiled. Because mother and father know how hard it is to survive, and they spoil their children, and they take all the roughness out of us, and we spoil. We want liberation, we claim, but when it comes to sacrificing and really fighting, can I just vote? Can I just donate to Farrakhan or somebody? It's got to be an easy way to do, because, you know, I got a college degree and pretty cars. I got a swimming pool. It's so much that I got now. And you don't even have to have nothing. And they still don't want to do nothing. Took all the fire. We have no fire to do anything. And as long as you don't have that fire, you're going to stay in the condition that you're in. Because you got to have that fire and keep it lit until the job is done. Now I want to say something and make it perfectly clear. As Richard Nixon, they used to make fun of Richard Nixon. I want to make this perfectly clear. I do not hate. I am not jealous. I do not hate. I am not jealous. I'm not envious of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay? We got it? Now, if you come to my channel because you hate, you dislike, well, this might not be the place to be, because I'm not about that. Minister Farrakhan has done nothing to me to make me want to hate and all that kind of stuff, nor am I jealous of his accomplishments, if you want to call them that, or anything about Minister Farrakhan. Matter of fact, on my compilation videos, at the very end of all my compilation videos, I give credit to all those who have influenced the reality temples on earth. You will see Farrakhan Muhammad. You will see Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad. You will see Malcolm and Martin. You will see Bruce Lee. These are my influences. And of course, there would be no Angel Snubbed Up 7 without my mother and my father and my brother that I call my stepfather. They are always at the end of my compilation videos. Without Minister Farrakhan, I would not be talking to you today. It was my activity with Minister Farrakhan joining the Nation of Islam under his leadership that put me in the mindset that brought me here. If it was not for that, I don't know what I would be doing. And I loved my time as a fruit of Islam in, during the 80s. I love my time. I love that experience. I met certain celebrities. I was able to go all over crisscross the country. It was very exciting. It has its negatives and positives, like all things. Nobody put a bullet to my head and made me do nothing. So why should I be angry? Now, it's true that I was told certain things. That's not true. There is no mothership. There is no tribal Shabazz. There is no Allah. But then again, before the Nation of Islam, the Christian church was telling me, giving me the same old stories. You be good going to heaven. Be careful about the devil. He got a forked tail and all this stuff. Thank you again, Twin Pyramid. Let me put that up there. One of the ways that you can donate to my medical fundraiser is right here. Twin Pyramid put it up on the chat room. Cash App at Angels Nothing Upset. Again, if you come here because you hate that man, this is the wrong place to be, because I don't hate nobody. Why should I hate you? And as a people, as a group, however you want to say it, we've been hated for going on 500 years. Now that's self-hatred. Now, if somebody really does something to you, I understand. Well, you talk about Minister Farrakhan. I talk about the things that's not personal. I talk about the teachings. I talk about his behaviors. I talk about the things that he put in public. When you come out into the public has the right. Well, I don't know about the right, but when you come out into the public, people are going to scrutinize you. They're going to judge you and blah, blah, blah. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Support God is on trial. $3.99 on Amazon.com Kindle. When we decide to come into the public and we make videos, then we are subject to scrutiny. And you can get angry and upset and whatever, all that you want to. It's not going to change nothing. Because if I don't talk about you, somebody else will. That's just how it goes. But I do not hate the Nation of Islam. I do not hate Minister Farrakhan. Matter of fact, on Facebook and probably here on YouTube, I have many, many black Muslims subscribe on YouTube and Facebook friends on, well, yeah, Facebook friends. Some of them follow Farrakhan, some of them don't. And they know how I talk. But when you grown, when you adult, you allow the person, that's how I feel. What, you want me to lie to you? I'm not going to lie to you. This is how I feel about this teaching. This part is wrong. This part, blah, blah, blah. This is not nothing personal. This is about your belief. This is about your behaviors. This is what it's about. It's no personal attack. Because if it was a personal attack, I would say, Mr. Farrakhan this and Mr. Farrakhan that. I'm talking about the teachings and certain behaviors that is in error. Certain strategy that is in error. You do not hear me talking about his wife, his children, his dog and his cat or whatever. It's simply about an ideology, because you come in the public and you telling the people that you have the answer and you asking for money, and they are getting nothing in return. Absolutely nothing. Except some hype, some crumbs. You make them feel good. That's not acceptable. It should not be accepted by me or you or nobody. You claim, follow me, and you're going to do this, follow me. Well, you're not doing nothing with the ones that's following you. Why should I follow you? Why should I give you my money when you have had millions and millions of dollars and you have nothing? The Nation of Islam under Minister Louis Farrakhan, I'm very sure has had over $1 billion. I'm very sure. Over $1 billion has gone through their hands. And what do they have to show for 40 years of work? Not much, but you took in $1 billion. That's not acceptable. It's just not. Absolutely true, twin. And that's the problem. We want to talk about that too. Disagreements are taken for hate these days because a lot of people don't think for themselves. It's not about hate. So let me make a few points and get out of here. One of the things that I find with some of these Nation of Islam believers, and really just the black power people in general, they are very arrogant type folks, know-it-alls, Kemetic, Hebrew Israelites, Nation of Islam, Moors, and whatever. The list goes on and on. They are some very, very arrogant people. They know it all. You can't tell them nothing. Well, within the last 50 years, we had the Kemetics, we had Afrocentrics, we have Nation of Islam, whatever, within the last 50 years. Where have you led the black community? Where have you led the soul community? 50 years. You know so much. You got it going on. These Pan-Africans are not united. They have no dialogue or no talk with no African leader on the continent. How you gonna be a Pan-African and you have not built a relationship with at least one leader of a nation on the continent? The only thing, you go over there, try to sell them some shoes and some wine or whatever, and go there as a tourist. That's all that you basically do, and have fun and look at videos or whatever. Pan-African. You know, it's all a joke. It's not real. It's a delusion. You pretending like you're doing something. I'm sick of it. Some of y'all might, that's acceptable to you. That's not acceptable to me. I'm the prince of Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism don't exist. It don't exist. You're the prince of nothing. You are better off calling yourself Big Papa or whatever. Big Papa, whatever he calls himself. There is no Pan. Africa is not interested in your Pan-Africanism. You'll mess around and go over there and they'll slice your throat. That's what will happen, the reality. That's why you stay away from certain places in Africa, because they'll slice your throat. They don't even care about your money. They'll slice your throat. Because you're not them. And they don't see you as them. And that's just the reality of it. You go over there, some of these Pan-Africans think they smarter than the people on the continent. Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. I was watching a video I'm going to post on my Black Power Information Center. It's a video, and those people on the continent tell these American Negroes in their face, you white, you're a white man. Wow. Now, Umar Johnson don't go to places like that. They tell you in your face, they'll take your money and still tell you in your face, y'all white people. You talk about Africa, the whole continent don't like you. That's a fallacy. That's not real. That's delusional. And then we go over there with our money and our pretty clothes and we flaunt in front of these people. And you think they like that? Boy. I heard there was some brothers and sisters that got murdered. They don't bring that up either. I heard there was brothers and sisters that got murdered over there in Africa too. They don't talk about that. Don't bring that up. Because you ain't nothing but a tourist. Slice your throat, take your money, and roll out. They don't love you like that. But if that's how you feel, I'm not upset. I don't get angry. Roll out. Hey, to each his own. I will not be there with you. I wish you the best of luck. Everybody, they think everybody's stupid. I'm having a conversation with these Farrakhan followers, and I told them that I know about Nation of Islam teaching ever since I was a little boy when Elijah Muhammad was alive. And then I was under Farrakhan for 9 years. They tell me, hey, talk to me like I'm stupid. Oh, you just scraped the top of the wisdom. They belittle you and make mockery, degrade you like they done gone on this high level. And you're doing the same thing they was doing in the 1960s. You wear your bow tie, pray to the Lord, pray God, all pray to the Lord for all like my pray to the Lord, same old dumbass stuff they was doing in the 60s. You ain't changed a lick. But you're supposed to have a higher wisdom and whatever. You're doing the same crap that they was doing in 1960. Matter of fact, you're so dumb and stupid, you can't even replicate what Malcolm and Elijah Muhammad did in the 1960s. You have more money, you have more people, everything, and you cannot even replicate. But you got all the wisdom, supreme wisdom. Yeah, right, okay, yeah. Really. And you think you impress me. You don't impress me. I know what you know and more. And when it comes down to it, you want to challenge me against that old, outdated stuff that you believe in? Bring it. You won't last long. You'll stay on the defense. I will always be on the offense. I already know what you're going to say out your mouth before you say it, because I already know those teachings. Now, there are some things that I don't know, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit here. What you doing for the black community? I'm not supposed to do nothing for the black community. These grown men and women. I'm not a savior. I'm not a messiah. None of that stuff. I don't owe black people nothing at all, period. I'm not supposed to do nothing for grown men and women. That's not my job. I give you advice. I offer suggestions. You can, just like Elijah Muhammad said, take it or let it alone. I don't owe black folks nothing. That's your job. And you have failed. Louis Farrakhan has failed. And the generations before us have failed. And you will continue to fail because you keep doing the same old stuff. You still think the same way. Oh, the Black Panther Party, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, the same old stuff. Going over, same old stuff. Recycled crap that did not win the war. Yeah, you won a few battles. You did some stuff to make you feel good. You ain't changed nothing. Peckerwood come in and took all of it down because you're too stupid to hold on to what you built. And he just took it all down like it ain't about nothing. And the same thing, whatever you do today, he'll do the same thing. Let you build it, take it all down. Your little business. I got my people always they think they saying something. I got my own business. I got my own business. So what? That means you paying taxes to the government. So what? That means you can be audited by the IRS and they come in and see that you ain't been paying your taxes the way you should and they'll shut you down. So what? I got my own business. That means that you are embedded yourself into this society, but at the same time, you talk about the black man needs to separate from the white man. How are you separating when you are creating businesses and you are doing things to embed yourself deeper into the trenches of the society that you claim that you're supposed to separate yourself from? How are you separating from the white man when you are making families, having babies in the society where you're supposed to be separating yourself from? You're getting yourself deeper and deeper into the hole. You're not separating. And so when the Farrakhan followers, are talking about the success of the Nation of Islam, they always talk about Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad. Go back into the past. They talk about the Million Man March, 1995. That's the past. What do you do? What have you done in 2020? They don't talk about that. They always talk about what somebody else did in the past. What have you done? What are you doing in 2020? In Nation of Islam teaching, we was taught, I'm paraphrasing it, Allah promised to give us luxury, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. Cool. That sounds good to somebody who broke down and out. What? If I follow Allah, I'm going to get some luxury? And I'm going to get a good home and friendship in all walks of life? In all walks of life? Yeah, that sounds good to the ignorant. That sounds good to victims of oppression. You gonna give me some luxury? Can you imagine somebody saying that to slaves? Well, if you believe in Jesus, you're gonna go. It's the same concept. They went to the slaves and told the slave, is you good? And after you die, you gonna go to heaven and everything gonna be all right. So here we are in the 1930s. It's the same concept. Allah promised you luxury, good home, and friendships in all walks of life. That's wonderful. Allah said He's going to do this. Allah is going to do this. Now, I know what luxury means. And these Muslims going to try to tell me, I never told them that their definition of luxury was incorrect. Now, I did not say that. I'm bringing to you how we view, when you said luxury, you think about the rich and the wealthy. You don't think about your little corny luxury, a laptop computer and running water. Those are luxuries. Yeah, those are luxuries. Well, if those are luxuries, what I need God for? I got my laptop, I got running water, I got a car, I got all these luxuries. Allah ain't give me a damn thing. So what I need Allah for? And we was getting these things for a long time. So what we need Allah for? Matter of fact, in the 1930s, you had brothers and sisters that was living a luxury life. They had stuff. I remember watching a video in one of the first towns in America to get air conditioning and whatever. It was a black town. So you had a lot of brothers and sisters. They had, way before Elijah Muhammad showed up, they was living a life of luxury. They had air conditioning and they was living, had those cars, you know, cars was just coming out. They was living, had nothing to do with Allah. So if that's the luxury you're talking about, even the poor experience luxury. A lot of you have a TV, you know, you have your TV, you got your VCR and y'all, we have, you know, electricity. All these are luxuries. But see, that's not what that's, see, people play the dumb role when it suits them. We know when you talk about luxury, and then one of them even made an example talking about the kings and the queens and how people dress. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about material greed. What you need all that for? What you need to have all these robes of silk and gold and what is that for? When you die, you can't take it with you. And just because the ancient people did that, what make you think that's good for you? When you live a luxurious life, somebody is paying the price for your luxurious life. I guarantee. Your cheap shoes, our cheap clothes, whatever, we live in a luxurious life is because a Korean or African or somebody out there, some child, some prisoner is getting paid 5 cents, 10 cents, a quarter, an hour, no, a quarter a day to make your clothes and stuff for you. So you can live a luxurious life. That's why you live. You cannot live a luxurious life without somebody being exploited, because somebody got to do the work in order to bring to so that you can do this. Who's going to do the work? It's not you. You want to live a life of ease. So that means somebody got to do the work. Am I right or wrong? You don't have to agree or disagree with me. I already know I'm right because I'm living it. I know it. You even teach it. That America is living the way that it lives, this luxurious life, is because they exploit people all over the world. And for hundreds of years, they exploited our ancestors and became wealthy. They lived a life of luxury, this life of ease, because somebody else was doing all the work. I don't care nothing about the actual definition of the word. I'm talking about what happens when you live a luxurious lifestyle. Why would Allah want you to be materialistic? That's my question. Why would God want you to be materialistic? Because that's what it is. It's greed, it's materialism. So they tell me it's about having an abundance of resources. You see, birds, they got all the worms they can eat. The cows, you know, they got all the grass they can eat. It's an abundance of resources. You can have an abundance of resources. Who gonna get the work? Who gonna do the work to bring it to you? You can get gold, but gold got to come out the ground. You got to get oil and coal. Who's going to be the one to get the oil and the coal and the gold and all that out of the ground? If you live in a life of luxury, a life of ease, who's going to do the real work? Who's going to be, you want to wear silk and gold, who's going to mine the gold? Who's going to raise those silkworms and make the cloth? Who's going to do the work? Because you live in a life of ease. Now look, now the slave masters, George Washington, Patrick Henry, and the forefathers of this country, they lived a life of ease. Guess who's doing all the work? Our ancestors was doing all the work. So they could live a life of ease. It is impossible for you to live a life of luxury without somebody being exploited. Somebody got to do the work. So the slave owner, you have the same mindset. Allah has the same mindset as the slave owner. And of course, Allah has the same mindset of a slave owner because he wants servants. He wants slaves. It's a slave teaching. In nature, you only take what you need. You don't hoard resources. There's no reason for us to run around with silk and gold. Who are you trying to show off in front of? I'm serious. You wear all these fancy clothes. The reason why the kings and the queens and all these people wore all these fancy clothes so they can show off in front of the people they was exploiting. Because everybody did not wear silk and gold and all like this. They didn't live like that. I'm the king. I'm better than you. Supremacy. So basically, Allah is telling you to be a supremacist, a black racist. That's what Allah is programming you to be. You want to live a life of ease. You want to give me luxury and good homes. Who's going to build these homes? Because if you are doing the actual work, then it's not a life of luxury. It's not a life of ease. Also, if you are the one that's doing the work, how did Allah give you the life of luxury and the good home if you're doing all the work? My uncle promised me a bike. Allah promised us good homes, luxury, friendships, and all what. My uncle promised me a bike when I was a teenager. He never made good on his promise. My mother bought me the bike that he promised me. Now, who gets the credit? My uncle promised to get me a bike, but didn't do it. My mother actually went out, spent her hard-earned money, and got the bike that he promised. So you can do all these things for yourself, and you can live a luxurious life, but Allah ain't giving you a damn thing. The Nation of Islam has been around going on 100 years. Show me where Allah gave anybody, one of them, luxury, good home, well, the leadership. But actually, Allah didn't do that either. It was the work of Malcolm X, getting all these different people to believe in Elijah Muhammad, and they went out and did the work. They was exploited so Elijah Muhammad, Minister Louis Farrakhan can live a life of luxury, lavish. You cannot live a luxurious life, a life of luxury, a life of ease, and somebody don't get exploited because you're not giving nothing to them. It's not like everybody's sharing in this. Now, if it's possible, if everybody can share in this, okay. But that's not usually how it goes. Somebody is going to be exploited because somebody has to do the real work. Otherwise, how is it a life of ease? Okay? Am I right or wrong? Woo, let me take a walk. I gotta take a walk real quick. I'll be right back. Woo, okay. Okay. See, I mean, just common sense to me, but not to them because they take things on face value, just like the slaves did on the plantation when they was given Jesus. They just took things on face value. Well, I guess they told me, I guess it's true. And it makes you feel good when you are in that position to feel good. I mean, what I got to lose? I'm a slave on a plantation. Hey, might as well believe in Jesus. I don't have nothing to lose. Praise Jesus. Hopefully, I hope they're telling me the truth. Well, it's a lie. You know, there's I've already talked about this in some videos. A lot of these teachings just don't make any sense. How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Many of you are familiar with that book, How to Eat to Live. I should go get my book. I still have the book, How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not going to say nothing bad about that teaching because it really has a lot of benefit, but it also is making a false claim. Well, if you eat one meal a day, it takes all these different poisons out and blah, blah. And if you eat a meal once every other day, you can live to be 5,000 years old. It don't say that. It don't say that. But How to Eat to Live, if you eat one meal a day, the claim is you're going to have a long, healthy life. You should easily be able to make 100 years old. Easy. That's no problem. So where are what do you call them when you're over 100 years old? Centaurians, something like that. People over 100 years old. There should be countless Nation of Islam members from the time of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. They should be here with us. They should be here with us. You look to your left. I don't see none of them. You look to your right. I don't see none of them. Where they at? You said if you eat one meal a day, and matter of fact, it's even better if you eat one meal every 2 or 3 days. Living to be 100 should be easy, and you're healthy and all that kind of good stuff. Where they at? None of them. Elijah Muhammad himself, I don't think he made 80 years old. I think he was 70 something. All of them are gone from the original. Not one member of the original Nation of Islam under the leadership of Master Farrakhan Muhammad is here. Not one. And yeah, like I told you, the teaching is good for us. It's wonderful teaching. Now, some of it I would ignore because it's religious garbage. But false advertising. False advertising. But we believe that. They talk about Master Farad Muhammad, and they make this excuse. They claim Brother Omar Shabazz has many wonderful videos about Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam. You should check those videos out. Shout out to my brother Omar Shabazz. Excellent work. I don't argue with people. The only thing I do is say, hey, I just throw them to Omar Shabazz when they talk about Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam in the 1960s. I just toss them to Omar Shabazz. They're not gonna mess with him. That documentary that Netflix put out ain't nothing compared to the work of Omar Shabazz. Nothing. They don't even come close. So if you really want information on the 1960s Nation of Islam and Malcolm X, please do yourself a favor, pick up the videos of our brother Omar Shabazz. That's where it's at. So they say that Master Farad Muhammad is biracial. The reality is he was Pakistani. He's come from Pakistan. That's what Omar Shabazz handle that business. Prove it, prove it. I'll let Omar Shabazz handle that business. That's easy. I'm not going to even argue and debate you with that. Omar Shabazz got my back. But let's go by the story that the Nation of Islam teaches. Master Farad Muhammad is biracial. His mother is the devil Caucasian woman, and his father pure black Shabazz or whatever. I don't know. They never really said what his father was. Is he Shabazz or African or what? They don't really say who his father is, and they don't say. They don't have a name either. They don't. For as I know, they don't have a name. Who is the name of Farad Muhammad's parents? If anybody know the name of Farad Muhammad's parents, could you put that in the chat room? Because I read all the books and I don't remember Farad Muhammad's parents had a name or where they come from or no information about them. Only thing we know is his daddy was black, so he could be a black man, and his mama was Caucasian. That's all I know. And the reason why God, or the God prior to Farad Muhammad, the reason why this was done, so he would have light skin, so he would be able to come among us, come into this country. That was the reason why. Now, also at the same time, you say that this black woman, she produces all the colors of the rainbow. In her gene pool is black, brown, red, yellow, and white. So my question to them is, why would you choose a devil? Because that's what they call the white man. They call the white man the devil, and that's their nature. Why didn't you choose a black woman who can produce a white-looking child? Matter of fact, the so-called Negro, we do it all the time. We have black people in America passing for white folks right now. Now, if you and me see them, we'll say, they don't look white. They look like some light-skinned Negroes. I don't know. I think Caucasian people must be blind, because some of these folks talk about they pass for white. They look like light-skinned Negroes to me. As soon as I see them, they don't look white to me. Now, back in the 90s, there was a sister. I saw her on BET on that show. What was that show? Man, I forgot what it was. It was a sister, and she looked like a white woman. I see why she passed. But a lot of these people talk about they passing for white. Like, they don't look like, they look like some light-skinned Negro to me. I have a side of my family they call the white people. And it's clear that they are nothing but light-skinned blacks, but I don't know. We also have prejudice in our community, called them the white people. They're not white. What happened was they were light-skinned already, and then they married other light-skinned people, and their children become lighter. That's what happened on that side of my family. And the neighborhood called them the white people. But when they got in the sun, when they tanned up, and you can see by their physical features that they're not white. They're not Caucasians at all. And some of my cousins or whatever they were made fun of because of their light skin, and then the white people over there on the end of the street talking about my cousins and stuff. So in our community, if you have dark skin like me, they'll make mockery of you. If you have light skin, they'll make mockery of you. So I guess you're safe when you brown in the middle. Y'all brown folks. So basically, I think black folks is brown. I don't know where they get this black crap from, because the majority, when you really look at us, we're brown, dark brown. We're not nowhere near no black, and we become light skinned, you know, that type of thing. But that's off topic. We want to try to stay on topic. Let me try to make my points and get out of here. My point is, if this sister, soul sister, if she can create all the colors of humanity, why wasn't she chosen to be the birth mother of this God, Master Farah Muhammad? You decided to choose the devil. So from the devil's womb come our God. The whole thing don't make sense. From the devil's womb, here we go. We're supposed to be trying to protect ourselves from the devil, but our God comes from out the womb of the devil. Do that make sense to you? It's not making sense to me. I'm just saying, it's just not making no sense to me. Why couldn't God come from the womb of a woman? Why couldn't God bring us our own book? A hand-me-down Quran, a hand-me-down Bible. Why didn't God bring us our own book? Elijah Muhammad had to be taught by a half black and half white person from another country. You mean to tell me God was so lazy he couldn't bring his ass to America and teach somebody? He had to train somebody or be created in a whole different environment and then take some leftovers from some Arabs and bring it here to us. Oh, and we're supposed to feel all happy. Oh, Allah has come to us to save us and do all this. And when you're ignorant and when you take things on face value, that's what happens. We don't think about what we've been taught. I question a God that won't give me my own. Give me my own prophets. Give me my own book. Give me my own thing. Give me these hand-me-down, messed up Bible and Quran from some Arabs. The Bible did not do nothing for Christians. The Quran didn't do nothing for Arabs. The Arabs and the Christians, for I don't know how long, went back and forth fighting and killing each other. These are the lovers of peace and love and joy. In the name of Allah, they stabbing you in the chest. In the name of Allah. Jesus was fixing to be swinging a sword, chopping your head off. I'm doing this in the name of Jesus. The most violent folks on the planet, hey, the most violent folks on the planet is religious folks. Jewish folks, uh-oh, my video might get flagged. Jewish folks, Christians and Muslims, the most violent people on the planet. And when they're not fighting, oh peace, everything, and joy and peace and love. But when they fighting, in the name of Allah, chop your head off. Shoot you in the head being a Christian. Whipped your ass as a slave when you're a Christian during peaceful time. Woo! And you really want me to participate in that stuff. Somebody told me that without Farrakhan, they wouldn't know what to do. They don't know how to think. If it wasn't for Farrakhan, showed me this. Farrakhan showed me that. Like, damn. But just like the brother said in the chat room, let me find it real quick. Brother, I think it's Twin Pyramid. Because a lot of people don't think for themselves. They don't think for themselves at all, period. They wait for somebody, and that's the sign that you're a slave. You need some. When you're a slave, you have no reason to think. Your slave master do all your thinking for you. There's no reason to think. When you're a child, basically your parents tell you how to think. You're under their control. They tell you what you should and should not like. They tell you what to do. That's not a slave situation, but basically it's almost the same kind of role play, because you have somebody that won't allow you to be yourself because you want to make decisions what is in the best interest of yourself or do whatever you want to do. That was not allowed under slavery. And so now here we are, claim we don't want to be slaves, and you take your fancy ass, happy ass off the slave plantation, and you get on the plantation of Louis Farrakhan, young Pharaoh, Sarnetta, Tariq Nasheed, and the list goes on and on. Because these people don't think. They need somebody to guide them. So of course somebody like me, you don't like me because I think for myself. You need Farrakhan to think. You need Farrakhan to tell you that you should help an old person across the street. I don't know if I can do that. Let me go call the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and see if that's a good thing to do. Let me call him. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is it all right? Do you think it's a good thing if I escort an old lady across the street? And Mr. Farrakhan, yes, my child. The Holy Quran dictates that we are in love with our people and we care for our people. So it will be the best interest, and you would be a proud example in the eyes of Allah that you would do such a thing, my brother. My brother, go ahead, do that wonderful thing. Take the sister or lady, take her across the street. You are doing good. Okay. I sort of thought that, but I needed to know for real because I don't think for myself. Of course you don't, my brother. That's why the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is here. I get all my information from Allah, my brother. Oh, by the way, you did not send in your donation to number 2 poor this week. Is there a problem, my brother? Well, I sort of lost my job, but I'll double my donation to number 2 poor next week, my minister, my holy apostle. Yes, my brother. Looking forward to you. Now go help that sister. Assalamu alaikum. Well, alaikum salam. Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's how they look to me. You can't do nothing on your own at all. You got to get the approval of another man that has weaknesses, that is fallible, that make errors. Oh my, woo! But you the original man, the Asiatic black man. You talk all I'm black man is God and all this stuff. Let me tell you something. If the black man is God, why are you worshiping Master Farrakhan Muhammad? Why are you praying to Master Farrakhan Muhammad? A God don't worship gods. Gods respect other gods. When you're on the same level as another person, they don't trip off of you. Other police officers don't trip off other police officers. I'm on the same level that you are. You a police officer, I'm a police officer. If we God, why do we have to bow down and worship to Master Farrakhan Muhammad or any God if we God? Because you know that you're not God. You're not on that level. You're just a slave. You're a servant. And that's what you say. I'm a servant to Allah. You say that you're a servant. You cannot be a servant and a God at the same time. Because servant means slave. So it's a lie. You don't even understand your own teachings because it's a conflict of interest to be a servant, but at the same time you talk about you a God. That don't, oil and water don't mix. So I'm talking to this person, and he told me that he gave the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan $2,000, $2,000. I'll get my blessings from Allah. They happy to say that when they give all this money to young Pharaoh and Farrakhan, and they so proud. You ought to hear them. I gave $4,000 to Umar Johnson. I mean, they proud, happy. I mean, chest all poked out and proud like they really done something in their life. And they did. It reminds you of, I think it was the Mayan Empire, and they would sacrifice a virgin or whatever and take them up to the mountain and put it on the fire to please the gods. That's what they're doing. They're pleasing their gods, their slave owners. Young Pharaoh, Farrakhan, Tariq Nasheed, Sarnetta, Sarah Susan Steady, Cynthia G. Let's not leave out the women because some of them is hustlers too. Cynthia G, Michi X, and the list goes on and on. They so happy and proud. They want everybody to see. I get in my family, my relatives, they are so proud. I bought $200 worth of Dianetic books last week. Because Mr. Farrakhan told me to. What? They proud to say these things. Because they pleasing their massa. Now, if you ask them, what do you get in return? It's silence. It's silence. Because they don't get nothing in return. It's silence. So he said he gave the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan $2,000. And he said, because of this, what he done, he was blessed to earn $500,000. Wow. Now you do know that these people lie, but hey. So he made within 2 months, he said, because he gave Farrakhan. Now Farrakhan himself have never took $2,000 and made $500,000. and he's supposed to be backed up by God. Now, I don't know how this guy took the $2,000 in 2 months. We all need to be talking to this cat. How the hell did you do that? How did you take two? Well, he gave away $2 grand. Now, I don't know how he made his 500,000, but he said because he gave Farrakhan, hell, let me tell you something. If giving Farrakhan $2,000 and within 2 months, I'll get $500,000, I'll do that myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. All of us would do it. If that was really true, giving Farrakhan, for some reason, if you give Farrakhan $2,000, you get $500,000 within the next 2 months. All of us would do it. I shut my channel down and go to Disneyland somewhere. Your vacation to Africa or whatever. I'm like, wow. Woo. So I told him, well, since you have all this money, sir, and you love the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan so much, you wouldn't mind donating to my medical fund. I mean, you have $500,000. Actually, he could pay off my bill, $4,430. That's nothing. And the reason why I'm asking you to do that, sir, is because I helped your Minister Farrakhan get where he's at. If it was not for people like me, you wouldn't be around. There would be no Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I was there from the very beginning, almost the very beginning, because he started rebuilding the Nation of Islam in 1979. I joined 2 years later, still on the bottom. Minister Farrakhan was broke down and out, banged up shoes, wore out suits. I remember when Minister Farrakhan he couldn't buy dust. That's when I was with Minister Farrakhan. Broke down cars. That's when I was with Minister Farrakhan. Now he's Mr. Big Shot. Don't return emails. Don't return a brother's phone call. He's just Big Shot now. So I told him, I helped your minister. I stood in front of Louis Farrakhan willing to take a bullet for him. So out of appreciation, you would think you could help your brother, because I never got anything. The least you could do, since you just earned $500,000 in 2 months, could you help me, my medical fund? Never heard, he went silent, never heard from him no more. A black Muslim liar want to give this story like he's doing so good with Farrakhan, and none of them are. None of them are. None of them are doing good like that. They live in an ordinary life just like you and me. There's nothing special, divine about none of them. I have relatives who would die following Louis Farrakhan, and they would die basically, I mean, with nothing. With nothing. Been with Farrakhan for almost 40 years. That's right. Now, it's been good for him, but not good for those in the lower ranks. The same thing happened in the time of Elijah Muhammad. They was not doing as good as we was led to believe. A lot of those businesses was failures. They were in the red. Elijah Muhammad was taking his own money, trying to keep a lot of those businesses afloat. I don't know what you call his own money, because it was coming from the people. He didn't earn no money. He didn't have no job. You know, professional beggar. You know, give to me. You know, I'm the messenger of Allah. I'm the messenger of Allah. You know, give me your money. I'm going to give you a luxury and homes and friendships and all walks of life. You Negroes didn't get nothing. Malcolm got a bullet. That's what Malcolm got. Malcolm didn't get. Now out of his whole 12 years, Malcolm did not get money, luxury, money, friendships in all walks of life and all that luxury, all that stuff. Malcolm got a bullet in the chest. He got shotgun blasts and bullets in all walks of life. That's what Malcolm got. Oh, wow. Now, if these black power, black, whatever they want to call themselves, young Pharaoh is a Trump supporter, you know, vote for Trump. Young Pharaoh said, let's go join the white militia. I'm going to get my gun. I'm going to join the white folks in, you know, militia. It get worse and worse. Oh, man. Yo, it get worse and worse. We know young Pharaoh is not a warrior, because if you really was a warrior, you know you're not going to wear no braids. Because anybody been to the military, the first thing they do is cut your hair off. Because if you're really in a fight, if you really are in a war situation, man-to-man combat, somebody grab your hair can control you. So the first thing they do in the military, cut all your hair off. Because you don't want to be in a fight. Even in martial arts, they do not recommend you have all that hair, because if somebody get a hold of your hair, you're done. So we know young Pharaoh is not interested in no revolution, no liberation, just lining his pockets, bringing all this nonsense. Now I want to tell you, I'm not going to say that all these teachings are not beneficial. That's how they draw you in. It has to make sense. It has to have something to it. But it's like eating an apple that has no nutrition. You eat the apple and the body gets nothing out of it. Nothing. So I asked the brother that made $500,000 in 2 months. I asked him to donate to my medical fund. He went silent. I have not received anything. And in the meantime, he's talking all this brother stuff and talking about the cosmos and the infinity. I'm like, what Elijah Muhammad teaches are you talking about? Where are you getting all this stuff from? So now we come to the conclusion of my talk. Woo! I'm hurting, but I'm having a good time. Matter of fact, let me take another walk real quick so I can finish up. I'll be right back. Real quick walk. All righty then. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow too. It's not early in the morning. Usually it's early in the morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning. These folks almost feel like I'm on a job. But what I'm going through, they have to really monitor, keep an eye on everything. So hey, we got to do what we have to do. Let us bring this talk to conclusion. So this, not only Nation of Islam people, but all these blackly black type folks, a lot of them talk like this. They get these teachings or history or whatever it is, and they get these teachings, they get these teachings, and they read all the books in the scholarship, and they want to, yeah, I forgot what the word is, but they want to show off a little bit to you and me. Because, you know, we stupid. We don't know what we're talking about. And they got it going on. We just dumbasses. And we don't make good points at all. We just mindless, you know. So the brother start telling me about infinity and the cosmos and the universe. I'm like, are you a follower, a believer in Nation of Islam teacher, or are you stuck in an episode of Star Trek that you watched last night? Because I don't know where you're getting all that stuff from. I don't remember reading the cosmos, infinity, and all that stuff from Nation of Islam teachers. I don't remember reading all that. Now look, there is something. When I was in the Nation of Islam under Farrakhan, there was something among us, and it was called sciencing. Science, and you put an ing on that. It was called sciencing. Can I put that in the chat room? Sciencing. I don't have a blackboard for real. Science. Science. Sing. It's a spell check. So what the hell is that? Sciencing. Yeah, it was something called sciencing. And what sciencing, yeah, it do, don't it? Words that make you say, Woo, y'all making me forget that I'm sick. Need a good laugh. That's a good one. Right, twin. That's a good one. Hold on a second. The medical crap that I'm going through, it could send me to the hospital. Things can change real quick. And I might have to go to the emergency room or whatever. That's the type of situation that I'm in. So far, everything seems to be going well. I could be on this video and mess around and pass out. That's just how it is. I hope that I got my little emergency 911 thing going on. So that's just how serious the problem that I have, that I'm dealing with here, just to let you know. So sometimes while I'm talking to you, you might see me clutch my chest a little bit. A lot of times I'm not hurting, but I have something going on here, you know, and I want to make sure it stays right. So, but let me go ahead and finish this up. Let me get a drink real quick. When I was in the Nation of Islam under Farrakhan, there was something among us, and we called it sciencing. And what sciencing is, brothers or sisters would take the teachings and put their spin on it. It was not the teaching. This is what they think this means. And in their mind, they have gone beyond the teachings. They've gone beyond what Elijah Muhammad actually taught. They see into the teachings where no man has ever gone before. And it makes them feel real smart. And some brothers, they hear the sciencing and they like, wow, let me read my Quran a little more. Let me get into the teachers a little more. I want to be smart like you. It's called sciencing. Now, if you ask them, where in the teachings, How to Eat to Live, Message to the Black Man, The Fall of America, any of the writings of Elijah Muhammad, right? Hey, if you ask them, where you getting this stuff from? Are you getting it from Message to the Black Man, The Fall of America, Our Savior Has Arrived, How to Eat to Live, any of the lessons? Where you getting all this stuff from? Right. It's something they made up. And then they would tell the people, this is what I learned from Elijah Muhammad. No. That's not what you learned from Elijah Muhammad. That's what you made up. That's your own opinion. That's what you think. That's not the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. And they know it's not, because if it was the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, you can make reference to where you're getting this stuff from. And they don't. Minister Louis Farrakhan is the grand master of sciencing. Minister Farrakhan can teach for 4 hours and barely mention the name or make reference to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, because it's not coming from Elijah Muhammad. It's his sciencing. It's something that he made up. And the people who don't know the teachings, they embrace it like it is. It's not the teaching. When you heard Malcolm or any minister back in the day talk about Elijah Muhammad, they said, Elijah Muhammad teaches this. Elijah Muhammad teaches that. When you listen to Brother Eric Muhammad says, well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches this. Elijah Muhammad teaches that. And he makes reference to those teachings where you can go study the teachings yourself. He lets you know and makes reference to those teachings. Minister Farrakhan does not do that because he's on a higher level. Now, some of them say that he has permission to science, or like Soul Brother 85, to embellish these teachings because he's on a higher level. Now, Farrakhan does not claim to talk directly to Allah. He does not claim to talk directly to Master Farad Muhammad. Now, this is your problem. If you work for McDonald's and you make a claim and you make a statement and talk about this is from McDonald's, it has to be approved by the company. Otherwise, it has nothing to do with McDonald's. Master Farad Muhammad is not here to approve the words or the actions of Louis Farrakhan. Elijah Muhammad is not here to approve the words and the actions of Elijah Muhammad. So you are not following Elijah Muhammad, because what Mr. Farrakhan is doing is of himself. He's sciencing, like those brothers was doing. He's the grand master of science. He takes the Quran, he takes the teachings, the Bible, and read certain verses and start and just manufacture crap like all preachers do. And they say, that sounds good. And you don't think for yourself. And they bring it to you. Yeah, that show sound good, all right. Go ahead, mister. You so smart. You so bright. Can we have a bean pie tonight? All these pastors and preachers. I remember one day, I think I was in my 20s, and I was playing around with the Bible, and I was pretending to be a preacher, and I just opened up to anything that was there and start preaching from it. And people actually thought that what I was talking about was real. I was just making up crap from the Bible. I was just reading verses, and they was like, where you getting that from? Where you reading? They was really interested. Like it was I'm like, what? I'm just playing a game. I'm just playing a game. That's all it is manufacturing. These people are not talking to God. They're not directly connected to no God. They're making stuff up, sciencing. You can do that with the Bible, the Quran, the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, they sciencing. These Pan-Africans talk about Marcus Garvey. They said things, I'm trying to find where they getting this from, because I've never heard Marcus Garvey say those things. Where you getting this stuff from? But they said they represent the red, black, and green Marcus Garvey. And I'm like, where you getting that from? That's not, I don't see nowhere. How is this, what you're saying, connected to Marcus Garvey? You using Elijah Muhammad, you using Marcus Garvey, you use Malcolm to hide your dirty religion. That's what they done. That's right. I mean, Farrakhan has his own version of the Bible. And the Christians, some of those Christians, go ahead. They don't care as long as you're saying something about Jesus. That show sound good. You sure right. And they give him their money, like they gave their pastor the money. Yeah. I could do that. I could come on here and do the same thing with you. Play this sick game and science and make up some stuff. Bible, Quran, whatever. And I'm telling you, I already know a lot of them will fall for it. I could close down my channel right now and open up somewhere else and start talking some garbage, as long as it's about God and the Bible and spirits and demons, and just make it sound good and form or whatever. Make it entertaining. The next time you see Angel Snuffing Up 7, I'll be Reverend Mud Flipper or something. Driving around in a Benz. Angel Snuff, you sold us out. You damn Skippy, I'm driving a Benz now, baby. I got Realism on. I'm rich. I'm rich, bitch. I only care about myself. Shoot. Matter of fact, what y'all don't know, I got all 3 of them. I'm doing my dizzy. Woo. A bunch of puppets, just like this brother said, Louis Farrakhan is a puppeteer. A bunch of puppets in need of a puppet master. As long as you make me feel good. That's all it takes. Make it sound good. That's all you want. Is it real? I don't care if it's real or not. I just want to feel good. You're supposed to be a free man and woman. Now, if you was a slave out in the field, I can understand. That's all you got to look for. But you're supposed to be free. And the only thing you want to do is feel good. The only thing you want to do is feel good. You don't want nothing real. Just feed my fantasy. Feed my delusions. Like when some of these men, they have these sexual fantasies. And they go to some of these places. It's not about really about the sex. They have a fantasy they want to feed. And they go to these places and they pay their money, and this person feed that fantasy, their delusions. I never had a white woman before, so let me go here. And I want this white woman to do this to me and do that to me. Never had a black woman. I'm go here. I want a woman dressed up like an elephant, whatever. And that's all they care about. Feed your fantasy, feed your delusions. So a people like us, with this mindset, you don't deserve and you have not earned, and you'll never be free because you're already living in fantasy world. Delusions and fairy tales. These people say they are better than me, smarter. How are you better and smarter than me? I don't need God. I don't need Farrakhan to think for me. How are you better than me? I don't need God or some special divine man. So how are you better than me? That's another one of your delusions. That makes no sense because you need somebody to give you value, to guide you, to help you, somebody to worship. I don't need all that. I don't need that. So how are you better, smarter than me? You and your sciencing. Farrakhan is the grand master of sciencing because the people are ignorant. Even the ones that know the teachings, they just ignore because this man has gone beyond what Elijah Muhammad taught. But Elijah Muhammad has not approved nothing, nor Master Farad have approved nothing. So, I don't know what else to say. Enjoy your continued slavery. That's all I can say. And I don't want nothing to do with it. And I have the right to warn other people about your slave plantation. Nation of Islam, Hebrew Israelites, the Moors, 5% nation, all this stuff ain't nothing but slave plantation. How can you say that? Because you're still on the damn plantation. They have not gotten you nowhere except a bunch of talking, sciencing, and the stars and the cosmos and all this other stuff. Taking you nowhere. Taking you deeper into the abyss. That's what they have done. And if you want to get out of the abyss, you need to get on the soul train. Get on board, help us spread the information, let the people know. That's the first step we need to do. The people cannot make a decision about what they don't know. So we need to share and we need to talk to everybody that we know of and let them know about this Mississippi campaign. Because if we don't do that, ain't nothing happening. And I want you to prove me wrong. Go ahead. You have not proved me wrong in 50 years. What makes you think you're going to prove me wrong now? Try. I want you to be successful. Show us what you can do. God backs you up. You know so much, know it all. Do your thing. Let's see. Show and prove, like they say. Not going to do nothing. The same old, make excuses for their failure, the same old incompetency, the same old, same old. It's not acceptable here. Hype and entertainment, that's not acceptable here. We must produce substance or nothing at all. Right. Get off the spaceship and get on the soul train. Absolutely correct. I agree with you, no doubt. And with that said, I did pretty well. I had to get up and walk a little bit, but that's cool. Again, I thank everybody who, let me put that back in the chat room. Those who would like to donate to my medical fundraiser, there's the information right there, like Chingy used to say, right there. Cash App, Angel Snub 7, PayPal me, Lauren Ray, or Zelly. Thank you very much, brothers. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all very much. I love y'all too. I love you too. And I mean that. I love you. You don't have to disagree. You don't have to agree with me for me to be your brother. I'm not going to get mad at you. You don't like the Mississippi campaign? That's cool. That don't bother me at all. Period. You have the right to your opinion. You have the right to your opinion. But the difference between you and me is that I don't have to agree with you to help you. I will help my brothers and my sisters. I always have done that. I don't have to agree with you. But see, these people have so much hate. They talk all this brotherhood stuff, and they really don't mean it because they are really slave owners in training. They're slave owners in training. That's what they are. They want somebody to kiss their backside. They want somebody to be what they think they should be. I'm not you. That's good for you, not for me. The Mississippi campaign has nothing to do with these beliefs and ideologies. It's just something that we need to do to put ourselves in a better economic, a better position in this nation, put us in a position where we can catch up with other folks. If you don't want to do that, well, just stay happy where you at. Nowhere. You don't bother me, it don't hurt me. Hey, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me at all. So, on that note, let me get out of here. I really did enjoy myself doing this video, even though I'm sick. I'm healing here. I'm still having some problems. But I think I did pretty well considering. And y'all made me laugh and smile in the chat room, you know, funny jokes. Get your mind off all this crap that's going on. I really needed that. So you're wonderful. The best audience in the world. I don't need 100,000 views. I'm happy with my 10 or my 2. It's cool. It don't bother me at all. It does not bother me at all. I will talk with 0. I will come here and talk on this video with 0. Don't bother me at all. So, because it's about bringing reality, it's about bringing the truth. I'm not bringing no entertainment. I'm not bringing a show. I'm not bringing you some fairy tales and delusions and lies. I don't want your religion. I don't want your ideology. I just want freedom, justice, and equality. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to be liberated from oppressor once and for all. That's what I want. And the reason why I go hard on all these people, because they claim that's what they're about, but clearly they're not doing the do. So you need to sit your ass down. And you need to support those who are ready and know what to do. You had your time in the sun. Let somebody else shine, you jealous ass. Let's get out of here. Let me put these comments up here real quick before I leave. Twin says, that's why I love this room. That's right. Only the real can handle reality. So that makes us special. It also, I mean, when it comes to religious teaching, only a few would be chosen by God according to the Bible. I thought like 104,000. It's not going to be a lot chosen by God. And they think it's them. I would rather say that it's us. We're the ones really chosen by God. If there's a God, we're the ones chosen by God, not them. So, brother, you're going to Mississippi for a thick, dark-skinned queen. All right. Woo. So on that note, let me get out of here. I thank y'all for hanging with me. Those who are, I want to thank those who are listening, those in the chat room, and I want to thank my Facebook audience. I'm going to have to post this later because I was blocked on my Facebook for 3 days. So you're going to get this message a little late unless you come to YouTube. I can't even, yeah. So, brother, we are the chosen few. If anybody going to be chosen by God, it's us. We're the chosen few. We're the smartest. We're the gods. We don't worship God because we are gods. We are the embodiment of what they claim, but they cannot do. We actually can do it. We are that. We're not talk. We're action. We're real. And these people, these pretenders, they can't handle it. Your time is over. You had your time. You had the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, blah, blah, blah. Your time is over. Why don't you sit your jealous, envious ass down and let somebody else shine? Let's see if somebody else can put us where we need to be. You claim that's what you want. You can't do it. Help somebody else. Jealous ass Negroes. We out of here. As Don Cornelius used to always say, as in parting, I wish us love, peace, and soul. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.